Hi guys, Stephanie Kojak here. Welcome back to my channel. This is Thanos. She wants to say hello before we start. So today's card reading is all about the energy that's being activated within you as a result of the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction and all the energies that are happening in December. It's a crazy time energetically, so if you've been feeling it, I really hope that you've been hydrating, meditating, resting, eating really well, because that's really important. Now, this is just a mini reading with insights for you, depending on the card that you've chosen. If you want your own one-on-one reading with me, the link will be in the description box down below for you to book in. Okay, so the first card is Ask Body, and it's a truly beautiful message. The energy in the Earth's atmosphere at the moment is activating within you the ability to hear the wisdom of your own higher self. Your Buddha nature, source energy, God, Jesus, it doesn't really matter, whatever you feel it to be. But most of us haven't been taught how to hear the guidance. We've been taught to ask the world before we ask ourselves, and we ask our parents, our partners, our friends, Google. And the card is asking you to think about this. Why do we trust the world more than we trust ourselves? It's time to stop asking the outer world for advice and approval and just simply ask yourself, because there's no one walking this planet right now who has navigated your exact life experience. So no one can truly know what step or decision is right for you at this specific moment. Going to trusted people for advice is great, but it's not a fully formed answer or a conclusion. It's just a piece of the puzzle. If you go onto Google and type in your question, you receive like 101 answers. And most of them will be completely contrasting. Should I quit my job, go back to study, leave my marriage, study abroad, paleo or vegan, weightlifting or cardio, vaccine, no vaccine? There will be so many conflicting answers. So how can you know for sure what's right if what's right looks so different to so many people? The only answer is to begin to make decisions from your soul and from communion with yourself, not your programming and not the world's transient ideas of good and bad and right and wrong. But often we don't know how to hear the guidance, and this card is telling you right now that is fully available to you, but also wants to talk you through how to get out of the head and into the body, because it holds so much insight and wisdom. Within you is like a storehouse of information, something like 200 million gigs of data stored in your DNA, and you have 50 trillion cells all holding DNA. So just stop Googling, stop talking, stop thinking, and just be still. 10 minutes a day where you use meditation to drop into your body and out of your head. It's way easier to hear when you're still. The thinking mind is an amazing tool, but it's not the only tool. And you have to get still to experience for yourself what other wisdom is there. There are multiple layers to your being, and like the ocean, there's a rough and turbulent surface that's affected by weather conditions. And this is our thoughts are affected by our conversations, our newsfeed, traffic. But if we go a little bit deeper and we find an abundance of life, ecosystems of animals, marine life, that is sometimes harmonious and sometimes they eat each other. And this is our emotional world, our programs, our beliefs, our conditioning. But there is a much greater depth to the ocean, a much greater depth to you. There is a still, dark expanse, and there's life there. It's relatively unexplored and unknown life. A place within you that's totally ineffable, too great to be expressed in words. And there down deep is just you and your breath and a knowing. And you can pose a question here and you will receive an answer. And sometimes it's fully formed and sometimes it's just a piece. But you will know because your entire body will begin to overflow with a warmth that's completely undeniable. To know means to have inside information. Literally, you will have information that comes from the inside of you. The only way to do this is to get still. I recommend 10 minutes a day. You will make to-do lists in your head. You'll get an overwhelming urge to clean your car. You'll have imaginary fights with your boss. You will get hungry and tired and restless and plan your next holiday and think it's not working. I promise you, if you just breathe and stay with each inhale and each exhale for that 10 minutes, or use whatever technique works for you, keep coming back to the breath and your soul will ride that rise and fall of the breath and it will meet you. Stay with this practice 10 minutes a day and you will know when it's time to ask and you will know exactly what the answer is. So give it time, days, weeks, and you will be surprised with how much this communion will inform and expand and deepen the quality of your life. Yeah. Ask your body. There's heaps of meditations on my channel that can get you into the technique of meditation, but this type of meditation, Be Still, is literally just you and your breath. So we'll leave that one there. Okay, so the second card is the Explorer card. And it directs your attention to the importance of using discernment as an ever-alert guardian to your energy field. An ever-alert guardian to your mind and your body and your heart. So the card is reminding you not to allow anything into your routine that is not in alignment with your values and your vision for your highest life, even if all your friends are doing it. The energy in this card has revealed itself to you to empower you to make choices that are for your highest good, especially in the coming weeks as the gamma waves in the atmosphere are affecting all life's physiology. Now, discernment doesn't require judging something as right or wrong or good or bad, because everything that we perceive is based on our subjective understanding. We're limited. What is right for someone else may not be right for you, and vice versa. So it's so important to use discernment in your decision making in daily life. So the first step is just to slow down and bring your awareness first to your values and your intentions for yourself. This is like a map, a navigational device. Once you have them in the forefront of your awareness, written down, you can use discernment to select thoughts, words, and experiences that are in alignment with these values. So if all your friends are going out partying and getting wasted, if that doesn't line up with the values that you hold for your body and your health, it's really easy to make that decision and say, no, I can't come this time. I'm looking after my health. You don't even have to give an explanation, really. I'm not telling you to be a hermit and not do anything, but you really need to start stepping up and take responsibility for your life and not getting dragged through these cycles again and again. The discernment that we're talking about here spills over into all of the moments that make up the life that you live. And in the presence of this card, you're being asked to take some time to reflect on where you could be more discerning, whether it's the food you eat, the conversations you participate in, or the amount of time that you spend in front of your screen. We already know all the things that we need or want to make changes to. And don't think of this discernment as a chore or something that's going to make you miss out on things and be less social. When used consciously, it cuts out so much bullshit and wasted energy. So if you find yourself saying, I'm tired a lot, or I don't have enough time, this message is for you. It's basically foregoing instant gratification to gain something of much greater value. And discernment will be your greatest ally, and you're being called to connect with it daily, to take responsibility for the choices that you're making, to make empowered, high-quality choices that feel expansive and energizing, rather than those unconscious, reactive choices that drain you, essentially. In the end, this isn't an easy message, but you're ready for it. You will fuck up, probably quite a few times. That doesn't matter as long as you keep aligning yourself with those ideals that you've set for yourself, and then continue to make decisions from there. And I know it's Christmas, and I know there's a lot of drinking and eating and partying and all that stuff currently. Drink safely and responsibly, as always, but yeah, you can drink. Just, clear your alcohol with a little cleansing prayer before you begin. You can do it in your head so Aunt Mavis doesn't think you're being weird. There are things that you can do, little tricks, little tools to keep your energy clear and keep yourself on track even during the season when there's a lot of events on. So there's no reason you have to start on January 1st. You can start today, even at least considering those values and how you want to live, how you want to be, how you want to express yourself in this reality, because the time is now to use that. All right, so the third and final card is Speak Truth. And it's such a beautiful card again. It's all about your throat chakra receiving a flux of energy that will allow it to open with a greater force. And a force that is powerfully magnetic and attractive. So really be careful with the words that you speak over the coming weeks. The words we use will either bless or curse people and ourselves. So try your best to use compassionate words, but most importantly, truthful words that will make your reality much more simple and easy to be in, because you cut all this shit that is attracted when you talk unconsciously. So much of what we say on a daily basis is completely untrue or stretched so much that it becomes just as useless as untruth. So this card is all about speaking less, cutting the shit, and when you do speak, make sure the words that you are choosing to use have been consciously considered. A simple way to do this, to speak less, which sounds easy in theory, but really it isn't, is to just slow down the mental commentary during a conversation and really hear what the other person is saying. You might be really listening to me right now, or you might be thinking about things or scrolling through the comments or whatever. There's a difference. In general, in conversations, just slow down. Not all pauses need to be filled with noise. And focus on the breath. It will help slow down the mental noise and really relax you, and enabling then what's truly important and vital to be said with both grace and clarity. Learn to become familiar and comfortable with silences, and if you notice or are aware enough to notice, the other person will usually do a good job of filling the silence anyway, so it's all good. Slowing down, speaking truth, it requires you to give up role-playing in your interactions and to be aware as to whether you're using that interaction to enhance or even protect your sense of self, and recognizing whether or not you're attempting to make yourself more important, or if you're seeking respect or acceptance. That's something so uncommon in this world. But you'll find that when you become comfortable enough in not needing to enhance your sense of self, there's like this space that reveals itself and allows you to act or speak in a more authentic and valuable way. And you begin to express with clarity what needs to be said within the context of that communication. And if something is not of importance, you can recognize that and let it go without sharing it. In the words of Eckhart, you become a field of pure potentiality rather than something defined by boundaries. I think that's how it goes. Anyway, it's in his book. It's great. In the end, when you practice this and you start speaking the truth, a lot of your verbal communication will drop off. But the power of your words will exponentially increase. And you'll find that when you do speak, others will listen and understand you better. And the words that you use will plant seeds in the minds of the people you encounter. And you become a way more effective communicator and way more powerful in your relationships. Yeah. Obviously, that's enough. And if I add anything else to this conversation, I'm just talking smack. So I'm going to take the advice of this card and I'm going to leave it. Okay guys, we've come to the end of this mini card reading. As always, leave a comment down below about your thoughts and experiences with the card that you've chosen. And yeah, like I said at the beginning, one-on-one readings are available. Check the description box. Don't forget to like and share this with someone you know that will benefit.